Hey everybody, Alex and Steve here for Nerdy Inc. coming at you with the first ever live in-person Nerd Talk, coming at you live from
his apartment.
my kitchen. Yeah.
His kitchen.
We're doing something special this time. We're doing sort of video game slash drink slash snack combinations. Some of our favorite combinations, not necessarily the best video game and the best drink ever made, but just something that sort of floats our boat, talking about our favorite combinations and why we like them.
It's just our way of justifying our drinking and video game habits.
Exactly. But we do have soda to go with that too, for anyone who is not 21 or whatever the drinking age is in your country.
But it's something to look forward to when you can.
Exactly. So, shall I start?
Go ahead. What's your first game?
The first game I'm going to talk about is a game that's a little bit underrated. It doesn't get a lot of coverage from what I know, but I love it to death. And that is Mercenaries: Playground of Destruction. Imagine Grand Theft Auto, but in North Korea, where you're a mercenary, you do jobs for the United States, South Korea, China, or the Russian mob. You go around North Korea, you got to be careful who you do jobs for because some of those countries have conflicting ideals, so you got to weigh the
communist side of the...
Exactly, so you got to sort of weigh what's the best, what jobs you want to take, but you can also just not take a job and just explore the open world of North Korea.
Be a lazy mercenary.
Yeah, and just lay waste to anything and everything. One of the great things about this game is you have a wide array of weapons and vehicles that you can take, and the Russian mob will gladly bring you those. And you can sort of use them in really cool combinations. You can strap C4 to the hood of a car and just drive it, jump out, and then flick the switch and blow it up. You can have a helicopter pick up a car with a winch and just destroy enemy compounds with that. You can call in airstrikes, you can do a whole bunch of other stuff. It is an awesome game that is a ton of fun, if I have not sold you yet. The game is made by LucasArts, which may be a surprise.
Does that name sound familiar?
A little bit. There is a code you can enter in on the inventory screen where you can play as Han Solo or Indiana Jones. And if the idea of roaming North Korea as Indiana Jones in a helicopter, pulling a car strapped with C4 is not the greatest thing you've ever heard, I don't know what is. The game is, it's art, it is America, it is just everything you would want in a video game.
Did they get Harrison Ford as a voice to do voice acting?
They did not, unfortunately.
It's interesting that they picked both Harrison Ford characters.
They just picked the two
series.
rogues who would easily be the ones doing the things.
It's not like Darth Vader or Boba Fett, and
that's true. That would have been great.
Boba Fett with a jetpack in North Korea. I mean, if you're gonna go Star Wars, you might as well.
See, these are all great ideas for a video game that I would like to see, which is just put Star Wars characters in everything.
Well,
but
yes,
we don't live in that world yet.
It's not that kind of podcast.
No, but you may be wondering, what are some good foods and drinks to consume while playing this game? And I have the answer for you. The ideal beer to drink is a Brooklyn Lager. That is one of my favorite beers of all time. I'm actually gonna pop it open right now and do a little sample.
Hey, yeah, look at that.
That's Galactus, my bottle opener. Yeah.
Eater of beers.
Yes. So I'm gonna just do a quick little pour there. I'm not gonna pretend to know all the intricacies of brewing.
It smells like beer.
It's one hell of a beer though. Yeah.
Now, why do you recommend this kind of beer with that sort of game?
It just is the kind of,
Is it bitter?
It's bitter. It's very hoppy. They describe it as a Prohibition style beer. Now, I don't know about you. I was not alive during Prohibition, so
I wasn't either.
I don't know if that's a true claim, but it's great beer. It is not sweet. It is not dark. It is something. It's good. It's really, really good, and it just makes me think of the idea, just more of the fact that it's a Brooklyn beer, brewed in Brooklyn, and that's when you're in North Korea, it just makes you think of America. So that's wonderful. Now, I do have a soda to sort of on the flip side of that. And it's not a very popular soda. It's sort of controversial in that it's not just a ton of sugar. So this is...
What's the point in drinking the soda? It does not a ton of sugar in it.
You'll see. I'm going to make you try this because I want to get your take on it.
Okay. Taste testing, dude.
It is a ginger beer. This is actually just a twist off. So
you should have used a bottle opener.
I don't need Galactus.
Screw it up.
But it is a very interesting beer because it's, I don't want to say it's spicy, but it's got a kick to it. If you've ever had ginger food, you know exactly sort of what that means. So if you want to grab yourself a little cup over there.
Gladly.
Grab me one too, because I kind of...
Red Solo cups. Perfect for ginger.
This brand is Reed's Extra, but you can get it in another brand, which is Goya. You can find that usually in the international aisle of your local supermarket. That claim may not be true because I couldn't find it in the local supermarket.
I couldn't find it either in my secondary search.
We had to sort of get this
probably
as an alternative. But they're both very good options. I did try this beforehand to make sure it holds up. And it's a really good soda. So I'm going to have a little taste of it.
Tastes like a Japanese restaurant.
Yeah, it has a kick to it, but not in like, I don't want to say it's like a spicy soda because when you think of spicy, you think of like peppers and like crap like that. But this is a.
It's like ginger ale.
Yeah.
Ginger soda. So maybe this isn't such a crazy idea. It's like ginger ale with a heavy emphasis on the ginger.
Yeah, it's like ginger ale on steroids, basically.
A little sweeter.
To go with that, what snack do you want to eat? Picture yourself on a tank. You just laid waste to a North Korean compound. And you just need to take out some little thing you had in your back pocket this whole time, like a little pouch or whatever. And I'm just going to go with some classic Jack Link's beef jerky. I mean...
We're not sponsored by any of these brands.
We're not sponsored. Yeah, this is not a sponsored thing.
But if you're one of these brands and you want to pay us to eat food and play video... Oh, we're not doing that yet?
No, I'm not doing that yet. Okay. We could. I could just see myself just sitting on a tank. I just laid waste to a village and just...
Is it time for me to talk about my video game, Alex?
Take it away, Steve. What is your recommendation?
I'm going to use this like I'd use any excuse to talk about any video game I'm choosing to talk about Natural Selection 2, which if you're not playing, you should be playing. Because it's like Alien vs. Predator, but neither... This is not franchised. Natural Selection 2 is an asymmetrical multiplayer game where you play either the aliens or the Marines. And yes, the Marines have pulse rifles, so, you know, reference. And the aliens have really cool abilities, like they can climb on walls like Alien, and spit like Alien, and fly like Jeepers Creepers. So it's a really good game. I love the asymmetrical aspect of it. The strategy involved is really cool. It's also an RTS. So each player on each team has a commander, and you have to help your commander capture resource nodes and build structures and get upgrades so you can fight the enemy better and destroy their hive or destroy the Marines' base. It's super fun. It's all multiplayer. The level design is really interesting, really well thought out. It's super balanced. Highly recommend it. And of course, what makes your game experience better competitively than introducing alcohol into the mix? Because you want to keep your KD score ratio somewhere good. So I'm going to recommend Blue Moon. Galactus, please. Destroyer, drinker of beers.
It's kind of unwieldy. It's not a...
His magnet is screwing me up.
He has sort of a weird head.
He has a weird head.
Galactus.
Of course, I have a pre-cut orange slice for taste, and also it looks good. I'm borrowing Alex's Star Wars Boba Fett licensed beer mug. Thank you, Alex.
You're welcome, Steve.
So, Blue Moon is like a wheat ale. It's a little on the like sweeter side, and nothing is sweeter than victory. So that's why we're going with the Blue Moon for Natural Selection 2. It's what you're going to want to be drinking when you're the commander doling out commands. And I don't know if I was supposed to pour that whole thing. Now I'm going to have to drink it all before I get to my next one.
That's rough.
I know. Terrible. Yes, so Natural Selection 2, play it, drink it. And I don't have a food pairing because if you're a commanding or a marine fighting aliens, you're not going to have time to eat. You can have time to drink, but not to eat. So you command on an empty stomach, and I command you to play Natural Selection 2. What was the last game you played?
I gotta say, since I went old for my first choice, I'm gonna go for a recent game with my new choice, and that is Batman Arkham Knight. For those of you who haven't watched my review,
Link somewhere over here.
yeah, I love Arkham Knight. I love this game. I know this is gonna be controversial. I actually like it the most out of the three. I'm not counting Origins, I'm just going Asylum City Knight. I like Arkham Knight the most. I know that's controversial. I know City's technically the best answer, but Knight just sort of struck a chord with me. I really, really liked it. So I gotta say Arkham Knight, strictly because of the sort of the structure of the game. The story in the game is really engrossing. One of the best stories I've seen in a video game in a long time that's really affected me on a personal level. I just like the gameplay. Yeah, I can take or leave the tank sort of stuff, but I just have a great time when I play this game, and I will play it probably once I finish getting the 100%. I'm still going through collecting some of the Riddler trophies, but once that's done, I'm, in all honesty, probably going to go back and play it again. So I love it so much.
But what does the Batman drink when he's fighting crime?
Well, it's not, he doesn't drink anything dark, which is a surprise.
That's interesting.
Yes. He instead...
He's got to have a little lightness somewhere in his life.
Yeah. He is sort of a rebel in a way.
He is a rebel.
He's sort of a vigilante. He does his own thing. So as a rebellious guy, you got to go with a Sam Adams Rebel IPA. I have the Sessions one. Realistically, I will take any IPA. There's not really a whole lot I don't like. I just love IPAs. So, but I happened to grab this one because, I don't know, something about Sam Adams just seemed noble.
Appropriate. I see you had like the 2-finger under the Galactus there. That's the
Under his
technique
little
you gotta use.
horn, yeah.
I remember that for next time.
So, good old Sam Adams there. That's good.
Tastes like the night.
It does. It tastes like the night. However, on top of that, if you don't want to go beer, okay. So let's think about this.
What are you gonna go
You're going to
with?
be going through, you're going to be taking out a lot of criminals. You're going to be taking down lots of tanks. You're going to be exploring Gotham. You need to keep your energy up. You need to keep your electrolytes up. You need a Gatorade. I'm a big fan of the lemon lime myself, but you can realistically have any Gatorade. I'm not going to drink this right now. Fine, I'll drink it right now. It's going to ruin the beer, but whatever.
We've already ruined our palates today.
This is by far my favorite one.
Out of all the beers?
Out of all the beers, the Gatorade is my favorite.
Is his favorite.
That's my favorite one, but I don't know, Gatorade, I don't know. I like it, and I think that it sort of does have that sort of pump you up sort of vibe to it. It gets you going. I think of all the old commercials with Michael Jordan sweating Gatorade.
Sweating Gatorade.
And I think of how much better those commercials would have been if it was Batman sweating Gatorade the whole time. So those are some great drinks to go with it. By way of snack, I like original wavy lays, and you gotta have dip. And I'm a big fan of hell of a good French onion dip. I'm not going to pretend that there's a deeper meaning to that and how it relates to Batman. I'm just going to say,
It's good.
I love this chip, and this is the best dip for it. So, for Gotham. So there you have my pick, my second pick. You have Arkham Knight. Sam Adams IPA, Wavy Lays with French onion dip, and Gatorade. So, Batman, The Dark Knight. Is there anything that can sort of counteract all that dark?
Light. Child of Light.
Wow.
Is a game I personally did not like. So sometimes you need a crutch to get through a game. Child of Light has really fun combat system. It's got really bad dialogue and really sweet rhymes that I could not stomach. What I can stomach, however, is Corona, which is going to be your guide through the fantasy dreamland. So, Child of Light is about Princess Aurora, and she's fallen asleep. She wakes up in this dreamland, and she kind of doesn't know where she is. She's a princess or something, and she has to go save the world. So, through some pretty great active time battle RPG mechanics, you come across a bunch of other party members and go through the land and kill monsters and spread light and rhyme the whole time. And the game goes to such great lengths to rhyme. It will literally correct characters who do not rhyme. And that really bothered me a lot. This is a lot coming off my chest right now. That's why I could not finish the game. I couldn't take the rhyming. But I can take Corona. So I will open my Corona.
There's lime if you want to.
Oh, I will slice a lime, which we have pre-prepared right here. This is beautiful. No, but check out Child of Light. The art style is still really good, and the combat system is good. I just couldn't take the plot or the rhyming. They got old really, really fast. However, if you're a child playing Child of Light, Mexican Coke, because real sugar is better than fake sugar. And
that's cane sugar instead of the high fructose corn syrup?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, cool.
So obviously, if you're a child or under 21, but not a child, can't go wrong with Coke. It'll caffeinate you so you can stay awake through all the really long dialogue sections of Child of Light, which are tiresome and may make you a bit famished. So if you're famished, you should feed yourself. And what you should feed yourself is Tostitos scoops, because that's what was right next to me, but more so, homemade salsa makes a great pairing for any RPG occasion you may be preparing for. So I'm just gonna open that up, just get a nice shot of the homemade salsa that was made by Alex himself, actually. He's quite the culinary mastermind.
I'm actually going to steal one too because I like my salsa.
And salsa also goes really well with Corona because Mexican and Mexican.
And Mexican. All three Mexican.
Oh, yes. Look at that. I didn't even do that. Cheers.
Cheers. So, there you have it. Those are our pairings.
Pairings. Maybe we'll introduce wine into the mix next time.
Yeah, we'll do a fancy night and we'll play some fancy video games.
Fancy, that's a good idea. If you have a favorite beer pairing with a favorite video game or food or soda, we want to know about it, because I don't know anything about beer. But I'm open to being educated.
Yeah, those are our thoughts. Let us know in the comments down below sort of what your favorite combination is. And there is a bonus too if you've been sort of sticking with us thus far, and if you've been sort of...
God bless you if you have.
Yeah, if you've been sort of drinking some soda and beer along with us at home, there is a little benefit with this, and that is Fallout 3. There you go.
Yeah, all the bottle caps.
All the bottle caps.
And the Coke, the Nuka-Cola.
The Nuka-Cola, yeah. Anyway, thanks for joining us, and for more games, comics, movies, and more, stay right here on Nerdy Inc.